Let me ask you something real honest. How long are you going to keep making excuses? How many mornings are you going to wake up knowing you're not where you want to be, yet still roll over and waste the day? How long are you going to keep saying, one day I'll do it? Or I'm just waiting for the right time? You've got ideas in your heart, dreams in your soul, but you keep putting them off like you've got all the time in the world. I'm telling you right now, you don't. Life ain't waiting for you. The clock is ticking whether you're moving or not. So if not now, then when? You keep saying you're waiting on something, a sign, a moment, a breakthrough. But the truth is that something you're waiting on is really you. You are the one that needs to move. You are the one that needs to decide. You're the only one standing in your way. Not your boss, not your family, not your background, not your circumstances. It's you. You've convinced yourself that you're not ready, but that lie is keeping you from stepping into everything you're capable of being. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself you'd start tomorrow? How many New Year's resolutions have come and gone? How many dreams did you bury under the weight of not yet? You see other people winning, other people building, other people making moves, and you sit back and say, I wish I could do that. But you can, you just haven't. You've been stuck on pause while life has been playing full speed. And here's the harsh truth. Your pause doesn't stop time, it just stops you. Now I understand, I really do. Fear is loud, doubt is heavy, and comfort feels safe. But let me tell you something about fear, it doesn't leave. You think you're going to feel brave one day, and that'll be your moment. But the secret is, the brave people you admire, they felt fear too. The only difference is, they moved anyway, they acted anyway. They got tired of watching their life drift by, while they waited for some magical feeling of certainty to show up. That day never came, so they created it, and you've got to do the same. You're looking for clarity. You want to know how it's all going to play out, but clarity doesn't come before action. It comes after it. You don't get to see the full staircase before you take the first step. You step, then you discover. You move and the way makes itself known. That's the faith walk. That's the growth process. You think you need more confidence, but confidence is the result, not the requirement. You build it in the doing. See, life is not about waiting for the green light to turn on. It's about being bold enough to press the gas even when the light is yellow, even when it's flickering, even when it's dark, because hesitation kills more dreams than failure ever will. The people out there living their purpose, they're not always the most talented, but they are the most determined. They are the ones who decided that average was not good enough, that being stuck wasn't an option, that the pain of regret was greater than the pain of trying and falling short. Every time you say not now, you push your brake through further down the road, and eventually that road runs out. There's gonna come a day when later turns into too late. You don't want to look back and realize that the only thing that kept you from living your best life was your own hesitation. You don't want to wake up one day surrounded by what-ifs and should-haves. You want to wake up with peace in your heart and pride in your soul, knowing you gave it everything you had when you had the chance. It doesn't matter if you're scared. It doesn't matter if you don't have all the answers. What matters is that you move, you act, you step into your purpose, one uncertain, wobbly, imperfect step at a time, because action cures fear, movement builds courage, progress creates motivation. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present. You just have to show up for your own life. And don't you dare say it's too late for you. Don't you sit there and tell yourself the window's closed. As long as there's breath in your body, there's still time to build, to grow, to change. But don't confuse still time with plenty of time. That's a dangerous lie. That's how people stay stuck for decades. That's how dreams die quietly, slowly, while the dreamer keeps saying next year, no, this year, this month, this day, because every single delay is costing you something. Peace, purpose, progress. You can't afford that cost anymore. Let me tell you something personal. Nobody hands you a dream already assembled. Life doesn't drop finished blessings in your lap. It gives you pieces and it says, here, build it. That idea you have, that calling you feel, that vision that won't let you sleep, that's not a coincidence. That's a calling. That's destiny knocking. and you're too busy watching TV, scrolling through nonsense, playing small because you're scared to open the door. There's someone out there with half your skill, half your drive, half your heart, but they're doing more than you simply because they decided. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't need validation. They said, "This is my time," and they started. You've got more in you than you're using. You've got power sitting idle, and you owe it to yourself to tap into it. Stop looking at what you don't have.
Stop saying you're not qualified. Stop pointing to all the reasons why it's hard. Yes, it's hard, but so is staying broke. So is living beneath your potential. So is waking up with regret every morning.
You're gonna struggle either way, so why not struggle towards something worth having, and stop worrying about who supports you. Stop trying to get everyone to understand your journey. They weren't called, you were. They weren't given the vision, you were. People may not clap, they may not get it. They may even try to talk you out of it, but that doesn't matter. What matters is what you believe about yourself. What matters is the decision you make when nobody's watching, when it's just you and your future staring at each other in the mirror. You've got to stop putting your greatness on hold because of fear, laziness, or the need for applause. Your destiny doesn't need approval, it needs action. It needs you to say, "Enough is enough. I'm not living another day below my calling. I'm not wasting another second holding back. I'm ready." And then you back those words up with work. Consistent work, painful work, work that stretches you, humbles you, and grows you. If you want different, you have to do different. You can't keep living the same way and expecting change to magically appear. Transformation doesn't happen in theory, it happens in motion. You've got to break the cycle of delay and step into the process of becoming, not someday today, not eventually, immediately, because your next level is waiting on the other side of your next step. And don't let the size of the dream paralyze you. Don't get overwhelmed by how far you have to go. Just start where you are. Use what you've got. Take one step. You don't climb a mountain by looking at the peak. You climb it by moving your feet, one stone at a time. You don't build a legacy overnight, but every day you delay is a day you could have been one step closer. People say, "Well, what if I fail?" But what if you fly? What if you actually make it? What if the door opens, the opportunity arrives, the miracle happens, but you missed it because you didn't even show up? That's the real tragedy, not failing, not falling, but never starting. The clock is ticking, and you're not getting those minutes back. What will you do with the time you have left? How will you write the rest of your story? Because every day is a page, every action is a sentence, every decision is a line in the book of your life. Are you writing a story worth reading? Or are you just letting time write it for you? This is your moment. This is your wake-up call. The fire inside you isn't there by accident. That dream you keep having, that gift you've been ignoring. That passion that won't leave you alone, that's your soul trying to remind you of who you really are. And it's tired of waiting. So stop delaying, stop doubting, stop hiding. If not now, then when? Let's get right down to it. There comes a point in life where you've got to be brutally honest with yourself. No more sugarcoating, no more dressing up the truth. You either want it or you don't. You're either ready or you're not. You either go all in or you keep drifting. You've already spent enough time hesitating, overthinking, and waiting on a feeling that was never meant to arrive. If you've been waiting for a perfect time, I hate to break it to you. That perfect time was never real. It was an illusion, a convenient excuse, a soft pillow you used to cushion the fact that you've been scared to start. But fear has no respect for your dreams. It'll sit on your back and ride your life straight into mediocrity if you let it. That's why you've got to move now. If not now, then when? Here's what most people don't realize. Delaying your purpose doesn't keep you safe. It just keeps you small. You think by waiting, you're protecting yourself from failure. But what you're really doing is protecting yourself from growth. You're avoiding the very thing that would have taken you to the next level. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, you're going to make mistakes. Yes, people might criticize you, but growth never happens in the comfort zone, and it never will. Time has never been the issue, not your background, not your job, not even your past. It's always been you. You keep saying, if only I had more money, if only I had more support, if only I had more time. But the truth is, you've had opportunities, real ones, but you let them pass by because they didn't look exactly the way you expected. You wanted the door wide open, the red carpet rolled out, all the risk removed before you stepped in. But that's not how purpose works. Purpose requires boldness. Purpose demands sacrifice. Purpose means walking through doors that are only half open and kicking them the rest of the way down. There's a version of you that exists on the other side of your comfort zone, a version you haven't even met yet. That version is stronger, wiser, more confident, more fulfilled, but you don't become that person by waiting. You become them by working, by deciding, by waking up every day and saying, no matter how I feel, I'm doing what I said I'd do. You want success, you want peace, you want impact, then you've got to move like you mean it. Act like your life depends on it, because it does. People out here talking about luck, as if luck built legacies, as if luck wrote books, as if luck built businesses, created movements, inspired generations. No, it was work, it was belief, it was grit. It was people who got tired of sitting on their potential and decided to make something happen, even when they were broke, even when they were afraid, even when nobody believed in them. That kind of mindset changes everything. It turns a little into a lot. It turns pain into power. It turns delay into discipline. And if you're going to get where you were born to go, you're going to need that mindset. You're waiting for everything to feel right, but the truth is, most breakthroughs come when nothing feels right. When your back is against the wall, when the bills are due, when you're frustrated, tired, and stretched. That's when purpose rises up. That's when you either crack or conquer, and too many people are out here cracking under pressure because they never built the muscle of consistency. They only act when it's easy. But the real winners, they show up even when it's hard. They push even when it hurts. They keep going when everyone else quits. You've got to ask yourself, what do I really want, and am I willing to pay the price for it? Because there's a price for greatness. There's a price for freedom. There's a price for being who you were created to be, and it's paid in discomfort, in discipline, in long nights and lonely mornings, in showing up when nobody's watching. But let me tell you something, it's worth it, every single drop of sweat, every tear, every sacrifice, because on the other side of that price is purpose, on the other side is peace. On the other side is the life you've been praying for, but none of that happens if you keep waiting, if you keep letting your fear have the final say, if you keep giving your doubts a seat at the table. You can't afford that anymore. You can't afford to stay still, because time is not your friend, it's your mirror. It reflects everything you did or didn't do, and one day you're going to look in that mirror and either smile because you moved when it was hard, or cry because you didn't. Let's talk about self-respect. You see, when you keep breaking promises to yourself, you start losing respect for yourself. Every time you say, I'll do it tomorrow, and don't, you chip away at your belief. You become someone you can't trust, and that's why you feel stuck. Because deep down, you know you're lying to yourself. You're betraying your own potential. But the beautiful thing is, you can change that. Right now, you can rebuild trust with yourself by keeping one promise today, then another tomorrow, and before you know it, you've created a habit of movement, of growth, of action. You don't have to do everything at once, but you have to do something. Stop trying to leap 10 steps ahead. Just take one. One phone call, 1 hour of work, one honest conversation, one choice to stay focused, one act of courage. That's all it takes to break the cycle. Momentum doesn't start with motion. It starts with decision, and once you decide, your life starts shifting. Not because everything around you changes, but because you change. You show up different. You carry yourself different. And the world begins to respond. Don't let temporary fear steal permanent peace. Don't let small thinking block big blessings. You were made for more, but more doesn't show up. You create it through work. Through courage, through discipline, through faith. And faith ain't just believing, it's doing. It's stepping out when you can't see the whole path. It's trusting that the God who gave you the vision will also give you the provision if you move. And you've got to be honest with yourself. What's really stopping you? Is it failure? Is it judgment? Is it the unknown? Because none of those things can truly stop you unless you let them. Fear can't chain you unless you hand it the key. Doubt can't control you unless you believe its lies. So what if you fall? You get back up. So what if they laugh? You keep building. So what if it doesn't work the first time? You try again. The only real failure is staying stuck. The only real loss is not learning. The only real regret is not trying. You've got to make up your mind that your future is worth fighting for, that your peace is worth pushing for, that your calling is worth sacrificing for. Because it is. You may not see the full picture yet, but the pieces are all there. You just have to move. You just have to start connecting them, start building, start becoming, not someday, now, the people you admire, the ones who inspire you. They're not superhuman. They just decided. They decided to try. They decided to keep going. They decided to believe, and belief is contagious. Once you start feeding it, it grows. But the opposite is also true. Feed your fear, and it will grow too. So ask yourself daily, what am I feeding? Am I feeding my dreams or my doubts? Am I watering faith or fear? Because whatever you feed grows. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You just need you. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need a committed heart, and you don't need to know how it ends. You just need to begin. Most people never start because they're too focused on the finish line. But the finish line don't matter if you never cross the starting line. And listen, you're going to have setbacks. You're going to face resistance. You're going to question yourself. That's part of it. Growth is not a straight line. It's messy. It's complicated, but it's worth it. Because every challenge is a teacher. Every failure is a lesson. Every obstacle is an invitation to rise. And you've got to be the kind of person who says, no matter what comes, I'm still going. Stop playing small to make other people comfortable. Stop shrinking yourself to fit into boxes that weren't made for you. Stop dimming your light because you're afraid it's too bright. You were created to shine. You were built to break barriers, but none of that matters if you stay hidden, if you stay silent, if you stay scared. So what are you waiting for? The right moment, that's now. The right season, that's today. The right feeling, that comes later. Action leads, emotion follows. You don't feel your way into discipline. You do your way into it. You don't wait to be motivated. You build habits and let motivation catch up. You've been given time, talent, and a dream, and now you've got a choice. Not a choice for next week, not a choice for next month. A choice for right now. Will you rise? Will you act? Will you become who you were born to be? Or will you keep waiting for someday, until someday turns into never, if not now? Then when? Let me leave you with this. Life isn't waiting on you, and time won't pause so you can catch up. Every second you hesitate is a second you never get back. You've been carrying a dream, a vision, a calling inside you that was never meant to stay buried. You were not created to be average, to play small, or to keep putting off what your soul has been screaming for you to do. The pain of staying stuck will always outweigh the fear of starting. You've got more in you, more to give, more to become. So ask yourself one last time, if not now, then when? And if the answer isn't right now, then don't you dare expect your life to change. Make the decision, step up, show up and move, because your future is waiting on the other side of your yes.